welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is another in-depth patron roster review for Fowb. Fowb is from Team Explicit. What's happening, Team Explicit? Now, he's doing really well for himself. Fowb is free to play. He's been around for a very long time. This is about what a team looks like when you've been playing free to play for a very long time. We're going to go into his inventory. He's doing really well for himself. He's farming turret now in the shipments, and he's saving his crystals for bays pieces in the shipments, and the reason for that is it's just hard to unlock that bays node, so he's just trying to get him the good old-fashioned way. In arena, though, he's doing great. He's doing even better in his arena fleet. He's focused on farming all the ships you can farm, so that looks good. What he really wants to know is if the farming bays in shipments is worth it, and the first answer to that is awesome, and should he keep working on R2-D2, and my suggestion is absolutely. So this is going to be a little different. We're actually just going to tell him a couple of things that he should tweak and focus on to get him a little bit focused, because right now he's not too worried about the raids and all of that. He's got some decent raid teams, and he's doing what he can. His team, by the way, is awesome. They can zip through the hat and the Rancor, so he's not too worried about those. When I'm looking at your characters, I'm going to tell you just a few of the characters I feel like that you should keep working on. So for 9B light side, 9C light side, you're going to need a really good team, and my suggestion is going to be a Jedi team. So I recommend you continue working on Aayla Secura. You've got her right here, and you've got her gear 8, 3 stars. Just keep working her. Ayla's great. She can be put in any team composition. Doesn't have to be a Jedi team comp. The next two I suggest you work on out of here is Ahsoka Tano, because she's going to work great under Jedi Knight Anakin or with Jedi Knight Anakin, and you've already invested a lot of time. Plus, she has a ship, and you're using her ship. And Jedi Knight Anakin, especially for Phase 1, he's critical in putting that buff immunity, health immunity down. So I really recommend you continue with your Jedi Knight Anakin, and with Jedi Knight Anakin and Ahsoka, the combination under Aayla is going to be awesome for Phase 1. So those are the first three. The next three come by way of Rebels, and we've already mentioned it, but Chirrut and Baze. You've got your Chirrut now 6-star. You've been hustling him. You got your Baze barely unlocked to 3 stars, and you're continuing to farm him. I'm not really sure you need to get him more than 3 stars unlocked unless you wish to use him in raids, but I would focus more on those Jedi I mentioned so you can unlock his shard. So here in a year, you can have him 7-star. And then the other one in this section I would focus on is R2-D2. While he's not completely uber meta defining, he will evolve the meta a little bit to make more teams viable in the current meta, and so he's definitely one I would work on. So yes, R2-D2, Baze Malbus, and Chirrut Imwe are the 3 out of here. You asked me if you should work on the resistance for speed mods, and man, you're almost there. You've got gear 6 on Poe, gear 6 on R2, and resistance pilot, and Rey's ready to go, and you got them all 7 stars. So really what you need is just one more. My suggestion is, since there's a Finn and Poe symmetry that goes along, you know, they're that kind of that Wedge and Biggs type thing, I would highly recommend you go ahead and invest in getting Finn unlocked and geared up for this. All of these need to be between gear 7 and gear 9, depending. So you're going to have to play with their gear levels to see, but I would definitely focus on the resistance enough to unlock those speed mods. Of course, in here, there are 2 characters I think you should continue to focus on, and one is Darth Vader, because Darth Vader is just an excellent character in the game, and he could very well be your first Zeta that you use for the Rancor raid, so continue to work on Darth Vader. You got to get him up there if you're going to use him. And the other is Darth Nihilus, the currently most popular character in the game, the most overpowered character in the game. Super tanky, super durable, can insta-kill, can increase cooldowns, can debuff on basic. I mean, the guy's nuts. You got to continue to work on him, so put a slap of him in your favorites and work on him for sure. Now, I know this is going to shock a lot of people. I rarely ever suggest him. He's only 4 stars for you, but First Order TIE Pilot. Now, his grind takes like 6 to 8 months to get him unlocked to 7-star, or to get him to 7 stars. I'm not saying that you have to get him to 7 stars, but you use his ship, or you should be using his ship, and so you need to get him up. You need to gear him up. You need to level him up, and so that way you can actually use his ship, because you don't have a ton of ship options, and you have him as a pilot, and you have him as 4-star. So go and get him geared up and leveled up. You're not going to regret it at all. The other character missing out of here is Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is one of those kind of Darth Nihilus type characters can be used on any team and can kind of ensure that in the future you can kind of maintain a position in the top 100 for free to play. He's going to cut through any team by himself, so he's going to assure that in the future you can maintain those positions. So definitely you want to unlock Kylo Ren. As far as ships go, I would continue to farm both TIE fighters, because you have both TIE fighters, and I know you have Geonosian Soldier, but the next two that I would recommend that are not unlocked on the dark side that you're going to have to get from shipments, and I would save all your ship currency for these, is the Scimitar and Boba Fett Slave 1, and the reason for both is you have Darth Vader or Darth Maul, and you have Boba Fett already. So because you have those characters, you need those ships, and you need the dark side so you can unlock Zeta Mats. The only way to get Zeta Mats is to have these dark side ships. So continue to work on the First Order TIE Pilot for his ship, because you have his ship. He's one of the few, and then the Scimitar and the Slave 1. So that's it. That's all I have for you. You're doing really, really great. It's free to play. I didn't want to give you too much on your plate to focus on. You got the Aayla Secura to work on, Jedi Knight Anakin, Ahsoka. You got R2, Chirrut, and Baze. You got the Resistance Squad, and you need to get Finn so you can get your speed mods. You know, get your First Order TIE Pilot and Kylo, your Vader, and your Darth Nihilus leveled up. All those characters are going to serve you very, very well now and in the future. And then continue to work on your Scimitar and Slave 1, getting them unlocked so you can use them to get those Zeta Mats. Everything looks phenomenal, Fowb, for free to play. You're smoking it. As always, keep your gaming on. Warrior out.